Alright, today we're having a look at Old Forest by Saipo 2001-07-11. Alright, so here we are in Old Forest by Saipo 2001-7-11, and first I'm hoping that I'm saying the name right, but also I'm dearly hoping that that is not their... That was really neat. Ground is grappled though. Hate that. Gosh, there's like a lot of really neat stuff going on in this level already. And I'm digging on it. I'm hoping that I'm not saying their name wrong, but I'm also deeply hoping that the 2001 July 11th is not Saipo's birthday, because I don't feel like that's a good idea. I'm not sure that that's a good idea at all. To put our birthdays in our dealies there. I want that, like... Oh gosh, oh fudge, we're gonna die. This is neat. I don't know that I've played a lot of Russian levels. It does say LBP. Fudge. Risco, what are you doing? There's like a thing over there. I saw a Velociraptor that we need to get to. So, I mean, I don't know if we need to get to it, but yeah, I don't know that I've played like a lot of levels that I knew were Russian. So this is kind of cool. I mean, I've probably... By Saipo. I so hope I'm saying that name right. There's every good chance that I've played levels by Russian creators, just not realizing that they were, in fact, Russian. I wonder what's going on with Saipo these days. Like, there's a lot. Right now, it's, oh fudge, it's a lot. And I don't really know that it's my place to go into world politics at the moment, but hopefully, you know, whatever's going on, hopefully that Saipo is safe. We're hoping. Now, the reason that this one kind of stuck out to me, it showed up in my recommended for use, and said that this was Saipo's first LBP 3 level, and then there's something, I feel like we missed a thing. But then when I went to look at their moon, and there weren't any other LBP 3 levels, so that was kind of like, I wonder what happened. Now, this was published in 2015, and, okay, I see what I gotta do. I put my hand up to my nose in the thinking pose, which nobody could see, so that didn't make any sense. Oh, God, okay, I'm playing that poorly, but I don't want to wait because, you know, got the timers breathing down our backs. Okay, jump there, pause, cool, excellent. Now, like, could we have just... That was neat. Oh, crumbs! Hey, we're done! That's awesome! I mean, it's not awesome that we're done. I was enjoying that level a fair amount. This is actually... I feel good about this level. I feel good things about this level, but I do kind of wish it was a little bit beefier. Oh, look at the timing! That is perfect! We're going to talk about this back at the hub, and we will see you there. See yas! And we're back, and Old Forest by Saipo 2001-07-11, and I really hope that's not Saipo's birthday. Saipo, I hope that's not your birthday if you ever see this video. It's really bad infosec, but maybe it's a fake birthday, and throwing like people off the scent, that would be pretty smart. But no. It's a green circle. It's a softer green circle, I will admit, but when I think about the level as a whole, and I think about the things that I often talk about, and I do feel like it's really hitting all of those points, and I do feel like it's just a really fun experience, even if it is a fairly short experience. You know, we'll talk about that in a bit. I think it really nails this kind of transitional feeling between LBP2 and LBP3, where you've got like, it's got some LBP2 gameplay elements, and especially in presentation, but also adding in a little bit of LBP3 like mechanics to it, and I thought that was pretty cool. I really like the presentation, and that's maybe not surprising. It feels very akin to that, like, this is a pseudo-natural environment that we would see in a lot of LBP2 levels. It's very much got that kind of shaping, it's got those material choices and decoration choices, and I think that, like, that really... It's not really nostalgia, but it is a style of level design, like level presentation that I particularly like. Also, I really think about presentation. I really like the use of layers in the level. You've got like stuff that's going on in the foreground, little bits of animation and things like that to give the level a feeling of life. You've got things that are going on in the background. There's one bit like in particular where you're getting this, you gotta bounce off these rocks. I don't think that bounce is a particularly good one, but you've gotta like bounce off these rocks in the water to get this secret bubble, and there's a sign there that says LBP Russia, but like the camera angle and the shot there where it kind of gives you the full impression of how deep the level is and all the little bits and bobs that are in the level, and like it looks really nice. It's like a very nicely framed shot that I appreciated an awful lot. The ants in the amber, I thought that was a really cool effect. Something I don't think I've noticed a lot of players do, even though like in retrospect it's one of those things like, oh yeah, of course, bugs in amber. But like I don't feel like I've noticed it or come across it, at least not in a way that popped up in my mind, and I thought that was like really cool here. The flat background, usually I'm kind of against flat backgrounds. A lot of times they tend to be over bright and wash things out, but I think that the is a bit duller here, that flat blue, and I think that it works well with the colors and the materials that are in the level itself. So like there's like a lot of the presentation I really appreciated. Gameplay is for the most part pretty zippy. It's suited towards the level size. It certainly doesn't drag in any places. You've got like elements that I think are pretty common in LBP2 levels. That bit where you've got like the conveyor belt that's stretching overhead, and you've got to bounce up to it, and it's going to get on fire, so you got to drop down and then get to the next section. And that was a pretty common obstacle that we'd see in LBP2 levels, but one that I do enjoy seeing, that I think was pretty cool. You've got like the drop down ceiling, and that was, I think we got killed in the first impression videos there, but it's really like not a particularly difficult hazard to work your way around, and I kind of enjoyed that. I thought it was a bit of a fun one. The hook hat in this level, a lot of times I do bag on the hook hat. I'm not like a huge... Oh my god, it fell down! It wasn't supposed to fall down! Oh no! I'm not like generally a really huge hook hat fan, but I think that it's used really well here. It is nice and fast, and it's got like some of the best chances for score chains in the levels. We do know that Disco loves to see the numbers go up, and they certainly can go up in this level, so that was pretty fun there. It's got like a good loop-de-loop on it, and I thought that was kind of cool. The Velociraptors are kind of weird in this level. Like it looks like you shouldn't be able to make the jumps into the Velociraptors because of just like the way the hitboxes work with them. I always feel like you've got to be like dead center, like in the circle, to actually get in them, but like you can actually interact with the Velociraptor a lot lower, as we can see in this level, but it is a little bit nerve-wracking because it doesn't feel like you're gonna make it. But like the hanging Velociraptors, the way Cypo's got them set up like that, I think they're kind of neat, they're kind of fun. As far as like negative points, the one negative point I do think that I feel like level length is always a little bit difficult to talk about. Like, what's a good length for a level? And it depends on a lot of things. It depends on how well paced the level is, where like levels can take a long time in actual neat space time, but if the pacing is really well, like you don't really notice them that much. It also depends on like what the player's time constraints look like and what the player wants out of a level in this play session, and that's not something a creator can really account for when doing level design. I feel like this level probably could have pushed out for a little bit longer and still not felt like it was overstaying its welcome because the pacing was so good in the level as it stands. Like it's a solid 3-minute experience, but it is only a 3-minute experience, and you may find yourself wanting a little bit more from it at the end of the level. As far as mechanical issues with the level, and there was only one that I really ran into, there's that layer launcher section that you've got after the drop-down ceiling that we talked about, and it sometimes, for no reason that I could discern, it certainly wasn't a steering issue on my part because I wasn't touching the stick, because I hate layer launchers like that. It would just throw you into spikes. No reason, nothing to do about it, really. Maybe I just nailed it at the wrong angle or something, but that kind of sucked because I didn't earn that death, so to speak, and it felt pretty unfair. But like that was really the only issue, and I do think that layer launchers kind of suck. I mean, they're necessary sometimes for how we need players to move around the level, but like they're so easy to get wonky. I find it is kind of an issue. The ground is grabbable. I'm not gonna take off points, but it is funny to me every time I run into it that the ground is grabbable, and it's grabbable here. So you know, there's that. But like, really, there aren't like issues I found with the level as far as the mechanics of the level went. It's quite solidly put together. Don't know why Saipo didn't return to making LBP 3 levels. I don't know if maybe they were just disappointed with the game. I don't know if like outside issues might have something to do with that. Saipo is a Russian player, at least claims LBP Russia, so I would assume that means that they're in Russia, and you know, the situation there has been not great for a while, so I don't know how that overlaps with Saipo's life. Hopefully not in too much of a negative fashion, but that is a possibility. You know, LBP is a worldwide community, and the world is a mess. And that, you know, a lot of players may be wrapped up in that mess, and there's not really much that we can do about it except for hope that they're okay. And I hope that Saipo's okay, and I hope that all of you are okay, and I'm mostly okay, but I've said everything I think I can about this level. It's fun. It's a good level. I think you'll have a good time with it, so give it a shot if you haven't already. And that does it for us here at This Go About. So from me, Disco, here in Tokyo, to all of you out there, wherever you may happen to be, thank you, arigato, sayonara, see you, and ciao.